Alrighty, what's up everybody? Peter Joseph here for video number 2 on your Wednesday evening, getting close to Wednesday night, and you know what that means? On your Wednesday night, July the 5th, 2023. Thank you all for watching here on the Peter Joseph channel, youtube.com/Peter Joseph. Make sure you like the video and subscribe to my channel and my other channels, which are down below in the description box. And as always, friend me on Facebook, follow me on Twitter and Instagram, share the video all over the internet, and don't forget to tap and slap that bell, and turn on all notifications so you don't miss a goddamn thing. But if you do, you're SOL, and you know what that means. And that's pretty much it. And that's all I gotta say about that. Alright, we're a half hour away from Dynamite, live from Edmonton, Alberta, Canada. We got the Blind Eliminator Tournament starting right now, starting this week. Adam Cole, Bebe, and MJF, Better Than You, Bebe, in action in the first round. Some other first round matches will be there. We got Ruby Soho and Britt Baker, Bebe, DMD Bebe, in the last, I believe it's the last, match in the Women's Owen Hart Tournament first round. So the winner will face, I believe, Sky Blue in the semifinals, which will begin this weekend and going into next week. I think the finals are going to be at, are going to be in New Jersey next week on next Dynamite. So we'll see what happens with that. We got the men's semifinals this week. Got CM Punk and Samoa Joe on Collision. Woo! That's going to be, I hope, a big, huge episode for Collision. And I hope it pops a good rating. But we'll have to see what happens with that. Because last week they got 465,000 views. No, 456,000 views, I should say. Not great. But in any case, and the only good news for AEW, they are close to selling 80,000 tickets for All In. And there is no card yet. So they from what my good buddy Delexman said, that they're about to eclipse WrestleMania 3's number at the Pontiac Silverdome, which was like 93,000 or something like that. And WrestleMania 32's record, even though that was projected 101,000 people. No. Really, in essence, they got like 80 to 90,000 people. So we'll see what happens over the next month. If they sell more tickets, I think they will, and the card will get finalized, hopefully by the beginning of August. Like the next 3-4 weeks, hopefully. But we know Tony Khan is a man that loves to give us like 16 matches, you know, in 2 weeks, 2 weeks out from the pay-per-view. And you gotta have a card for All Out as well, which I think is just gonna be rematches. But then again, who knows? So he's going to formulate all 2 pay-per-views in the span of a month. That's hard enough. But we shall see what happens with that. And that's it. Alright, so we got Dynamite coming up in a little bit. And that's it. Alright, so this is video number 2 on the afternoon, or the evening, or wherever you may be. Check out my first video in the description box where I talk about Ryback's stalker, that idiot named Brandon from Alabama. And the ordeal he's going through now. But thankfully he's getting law enforcement involved. I hope they catch this guy. I think the FBI is watching him very closely, because he's going after Ryback's family and everything, which is kind of really a dick move. Because I know a lot of my haters, doing that. But it is what it is. And on the B side of that, I did put out a final message to these idiots, basically telling them to please, I politely asked to please leave me alone, let me do my thing, leave my family alone, because they don't need to be involved in it. And I think that's a bitch move to get people's families involved with cops and everything involved, and food deliveries and various garbage being sent in the mail. I think it's a bitch move. I mean, I don't do that. I mean, I'm not gonna go to that level and stoop to their level and do that shit. I'm just gonna let God figure, fight my battles, and karma will eventually get back to them. But that's pretty much it. So I offered that up, and I know they're not gonna take it. And I already saw a video from like 8 hours ago, just bringing up past videos that I did. Same old bullshit. It's like, this is the reason why people hate me, because I wish death on people way back in the day and even now, which I'm not proud of. But I'm only a man. I'm flesh and blood, so. And I know it's going to take a long time for the people that I threw under the bus to, either gain trust back, or even be on a civil level. But it is what it is. I will be putting a video out on the weekend, basically explaining that, not a final resolution or anything like that, not a final video. It's just going to be, I'm not going to throw out the olive branch to these people. I know they're not going to take it. And if they watch it or not, I personally don't care. But I just want to kind of even the playing field out, because this thing with me and them has been going on with the people I threw under the bus. I mean, that's been going, it's almost a year now. I think, people are starting to get over it. With my situation still going on, but I am putting everything, I'm dropping everything, and I'm just moving on. It's not a moving on video per se, but that video I made was basically like the final straw, and I just need to move on with my life and not be involved with these people anymore, and focus on my life, and just hopefully be left alone. This whole thing is, I know it won't go away right away. I know it's gonna take a long time, maybe another 3-5 years, but as long as I can get to do what I'm doing right now, or even my live streams in peace, and not have to worry about bullshit, then that'll be fine. And with the people that I threw under the bus, I'm not going to name the names at the moment, but in that video I will drop some names. And I'm sorry about that, but it's just for reference and the scope of the video, and to prove my point. But I will talk about that on the weekend, and hopefully with those people, they're not going to take my offer lightly. They want to do their own thing, that's fine. They want to keep the band and everything with their live streams and channels, that's fine. But we can come to like a civil level. We can talk in private and discuss it privately. That's fine. I mean, I have one guy that I see at various indie shows, that I threw. He was one of my best friends, and I threw him under the bus, and I'm sorry about that. But we're back on a kind of civil level. We're not friends, but we talk at the wrestling shows and everything, and that's fine by me. If he wants to continue to be involved with those people that hounded him, that's fine. I'm not going to be there to hold his hand when they turn on him again. I'm not going to be there to hold his hand. Let him, you're on your own now. But, I will be willing to throw a peace treaty out, or some type of offer where we can just let this thing that happened almost a year ago just go. Let's just go our separate ways, and we'll see what happens with that. But like I said, it's gonna be a throwaway video. I might delete it. I might put it on private, like after a week or two later. I don't know right now. Let's see how it goes. But I am willing to hopefully let bygones be bygones with people. I know they're still gonna have hatred for me, and that's fine and dandy. But I think it's time for all of us here in this community to move on from each other, and try to put the past behind us, and let just do what we do our videos and live our lives without worrying about things and having to go to the really stupid lengths and everything. If we can just talk like men, because some of you are not men, we can talk in private, via Facebook or a private stream or something like that. If I'm able to do it, 'cause, I'm kind of busy, but I'll try to make time for that, and then we can talk civilly. Say what you gotta say. I'll say what I gotta say, and hopefully we can come to some type of peace treaty or an agreement that we can stay off each other's channels and live streams and stuff like that. Or we can be civil. We don't have to be friends. We can talk every so often, or never. We'll just be civil. You do your own thing. I'll do my own thing. I'm not gonna bother you. With your channels and with your whatever's going on in your life. If it's bad, then I will, sad stuff. I will offer my condolences. But other than that, I just want to, be myself and let those people be themselves, and just be on a peaceful level. Like I said, you don't have to be, you can keep me blocked, you can keep me banned from your live streams, that's fine. But I just want to, put all this stuff that happened in September and October of last year behind and move forward, and hopefully, just be at peace and just move on with our lives going into 2024, and then whatever happens in the future with us that's whatever happens. So that's all I got to say about that. But I will talk more about that on the weekend. Well, not right now. But check out my video where I talk about Ryback Stalker and my experiences with these pathetic stalkers and people that really don't have a life. And like I said in a comment on that video to somebody who commented on the video, and yeah, I did get comments on that video, that I'm willing to drop everything and just move on. So I'm done. I'm done wasting my time with these people and going through the motions and everything with my health and everything. I'm just tired of being sick and tired, and I just want to live my life, do my own videos, and I want to be at peace. And if these people don't want to do it, then that's their problem. That's their problem. I'm just going to keep doing what I'm going to do regardless and show no fear, and that's it. And we move on. Alright, enough about that. Ladies and gentlemen, it is time for your late and out-of-date NXT review from last night, which was taped from the Capitol Wrestling Center in Orlando, Florida, with the creepy man with the creepy jacket, Vic Joseph, and G.I. Bro, Mr. Booker T, sucker, in a black tank top showing off his guns. Looks in great shape. Great shape, Booker T. I think he's coming back for one more run. Or at least maybe one more match. Let's do it, man. Let's do it. Alright, so we move on. So last night's show was okay. Nothing great. We start off with Blair Davenport and Roxanne Perez. Pretty decent match, but in the end, Blair Davenport, bigger, tougher, stronger, hits a Falcon Arrow for a near fall, and follows it up with a knee strike to the head, knocking Roxy out. 1, 2, 3. Blair Davenport is your winner. And then the referees come out, and I think a medic came out to check on Roxy, so in case she had a concussion, which they didn't say anything, so I guess she's okay. But yeah, Roxy's little beatdown last week came back to bite her, and Blair got the win. And the match I gave 2.5 out of 5 stars, and that's it. Alright, then we go to Mackenzie Mitchell with Ivy Nile, part of the Diamond Mine with the Creed brothers. She's a little bit worried about the loser leaves NXT match coming up with the Creed brothers, Julius and Brutus, and against the grizzled young veterans, or Reed and Fowler, the Dyad, and the rest of Schism, with Ava Raine and Joe Gacy. So she's kind of worried about all that. And then my girl, the NXT Women's Champion, Tiffany Stratton, Daddy! Yes, my girl Tiffany Stratton comes in, starts making fun of her. It's like, oh, you're gonna be gone too, blah, blah, blah. And then she's like, does she go with them? I'm like, no. So she makes fun of her, and then in turn, we get a match next week. I think it's a non-title match. Ivy Nile and Tiffany Stratton. So, of course, it's not a package deal like the Creeds and Ivy would leave NXT. It's just the Creed brothers, so. Or the Dyad, but we'll get to that later. Alright, so I gave that 2.5 out of 5 stars. Then we go to a nice video package for Baron Snorbin Corbin. Basically saying he's done with the gimmicks and everything. No more gimmicks, no more nonsense, no more bullshit. So maybe he's teasing going back to the Lone Wolf gimmick. So he throws away, the King Corbin crown, the Happy Corbin crap. He throws that on like a fire pit. I liked it, so hopefully the Lone Wolf Baron Corbin comes back with his actual theme. I think he used that last week against Carmelo Hayes in that great match that it was, and Carmelo won, of course. But hopefully, this is the start of the new look Baron Corbin, comes back as the Lone Wolf, gets back to what he did back when he was the Lone Wolf, went on that tremendous undefeated streak, various amount of time, beating his opponents up like 30 seconds, a minute. That Baron Corbin I liked. But the King Corbin gimmick, I hated it. Happy Corbin, I liked it a little bit, but then it started getting stale. And that's pretty much it. So hopefully now, he goes back to that original gimmick and starts to kick ass like he used to do. But we'll see what happens with that. Alright, so I gave that 3 out of 5 stars. Then we go back to the arena. And, with all that and a bag of chips. And we get to our next match. And we go to Mustafa Ali versus Tyler Bate. Which was an okay match. Nothing out of the ordinary. Pretty good match, actually. And we're getting to the end. And Mustafa Ali gets the win after the 450 splash. So he gets the win, and he then asks Wes Lee for a North American title match at the Great American Bash. I think that'll be accepted, and if it does happen, I hope that Wes Lee loses that belt, because he's held that belt for almost a year. So maybe Mustafa Ali will finally get a title in his long career, and it'll be the North American title. But we'll see what happens with that. But this match between him and Tyler Bate, I gave 3.25 out of 5 stars. So it's a pretty good match between two great guys, and that's pretty much it. Alright, then we go to the back where we have Joe Gacy and Ava Raine. They're getting ready to get rid of the Creed brothers. So they have some type of plan going on. And we'll see what happens with that. Let me move on. Alright, then we go to a quickie match where we have the NXT debut of Kaylani Jordan, who's friends with Dana Brooke. She takes on the weird girl herself, Tatum Paxley. Wasn't a great match. Kaylani gets the win after a Stun Dog Millionaire. Hey, you've been watching Orange Cassidy tapes. Anyway, she gets the win, gets her first win in NXT. So I gave the match 2.25 out of 5 stars. After the match, Corey Jade comes out, starts mocking Dana and Kaylani, and Kaylani's like, hey, you want a match? I'm up for another match. Let's do it right now. And Corey Jade's like, nah. I'm not going to do it right now. I'm going to do it on my time. So we get all that. And we move on with that. That's pretty much it. Alright, so that's that. Alright, then we go to Chase U! With Mr. Chase. Andre Chase is back in the classroom. The students are happy that he's back. He thanks Duke Hudson for for stepping up in his absence. He says Thea Hale is the uncrowned women's champion. Technically. Blames Charlie Dempsey and Drew Gulak for costing her the belt. And then the student, I think his name is Nick, asks if there's going to be any more guest lectures. And then Duke Hudson starts cursing at him and everything. And violence is all, violence is promised and everything. I'm like, shut up, Nick. So that's that, and then Kate, all the students are like, yeah, let's go, we're gonna kick some ass. Woo! I'm like, okay, we're back to being funny again, and that's all I care. I care less for Chase U at this point. But anyway, I gave this segment 2.25 out of 5 stars. All right, then we get to the debut of NXT Underground, which is we saw Raw Underground, no ropes, win by submission or TKO. We had Eddie Thorpe, Carl Fredericks, along with Gable Stevenson in his corner, taking on Damon Kemp. So we had some of the people that are not on the show around the ring. So it felt like a lumberjack match with no ropes on it, basically. This was brutal. Brutal. They go to the floor. I didn't even know you could win on the floor with that, but with the TKO and that, I think you had to get it in the ring and something like that. But in any case, they beat the fucking crap out of each other for almost 7.5 minutes. We get a knee to face, drops Damon, but he suplexes Thorpe to the floor. Very scary spot. And then Gable Stevenson's like, oh my god, what am I supposed to do? Uses the power of the gold medal to inspire Eddie Thorpe, who avoids a charge into the ring post. Ow. And then Damon's arm seems to be hurt by that. And Eddie uses that to grab a triangle choke, and he starts raining down the elbows like the Blackpool Cup Club. And then the referee's like, that's it. He calls for the bell, referee stoppage. So Eddie Thorpe wins this MMA-style match, NXT Underground match. Match I liked a lot. 3.5 out of 5 stars. And hopefully this feud between them is over. We'll have to see what happens with that. And that's it. Alright, after the match, Cale Dixon, whoever that guy is, I guess some rookie, goes after Gableson's gold medal, but Gable Stevenson just starts going to Suplex City on everybody. On this Cale Dixon guy. Then another guy comes in. He gets Suplex City out of his ass. And then this big, tall guy, this large individual, comes up to him. They have a stare down. And then the guy goes like this. He grabs Gable Stevenson, and what is Gable Stevenson going to do? Suplex City to him. I'm like, dude. I'm like, he just does this and just like, oh, just suplex me down like what? All right, and that's pretty much it. So it was an okay, it was good to see the Raw Underground match back. This concept in NXT now. I doubt we're gonna see it again, but who knows? And that's that. All right, then we see Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams basically invite Judgment Day back to NXT. And then later on, we see Finn Balor cut a promo on Carmelo saying, stay out of our business or else. So, looks like Finn Balor is coming back to NXT to face Carmelo Hayes, possibly at the Great American Bash. And then a week later, he's going on to possibly face Seth Rollins in a rematch from the last pay-per-view. I think it was from Money... what was it? There was, I think, Money in the Bank, or whatever it was. Yeah, I think it was Money in the Bank. So we're gonna get that at SummerSlam for the World Heavyweight Title. But first, Finn is gonna take a trip back to his, stomping grounds and face Carmelo Hayes for the NXT World Title, most likely at the Great American Bash. And that's it. All right, so I gave those segments 3 out of 5 stars. All right, then we go to my favorite segment. My cousin Tony D'Angelo, who can't come out because he's in jail, he's there, and he's on the phone again with Stacks. Lorenzo, chanting Lorenzo Stacks. So he's there, and he's like, he's not happy with Stacks. Like, how dare you rat me out, you son of a bitch, And then Joe Coffey comes in, and he's like, oh, we never talked or anything. That like Chang's like, oh, I had this all planned that we're gonna get a match for the tag team belts and stuff like that. So anyway, so they kind of make a deal that next week, if Stacks beats Joe Coffey, that the charges against Tony are dropped. But if Joe Coffey wins, then they're going to go to trial, and it's not going to look good for Tony. So Tony's like, the match was made already, but Tony is not happy as Stacks and Joe Coffey leave, and Tony just takes the phone and smash the fucking shit out of it. So, Stacks, you better win next week, because if not, Tony might be going up the river, and it's not going to be good. So, please, everybody, pray for Stacks to get the win next week and get that tag team title shot at the Great American Bash. And hopefully, Tony and Stacks become tag team champions. But still, I think that Stacks, he wants to be the Don and everything. Eventually, that might come after winning the tag team belts. But we'll have to see. I don't know. But the storyline between, Gallus and Tony D and Stacks, pretty damn good. And that's it. So I gave that 3.5 out of 5 stars. Alright, back to the arena we go for another ladies match. We have Jacy Jayne, the beautiful Jacy Jayne, again, taking on the Lassie from Ireland, Lyra Valkyria, one of my favorites. Pretty decent match. Lyra gets the win with one hell of a spin kick, knocking Jacy out. 1, 2, 3. Lyra gets the win. Pretty decent match. I gave it 2.5 out of 5 stars. And then after the match, Jacy gets all pissy, beats the crap out of Lyra, then takes her sacred feathers and rips them apart. And that's it. Let me move on. Alright. So after that, we go to Noam Dar, who's crying like a bitch after losing his Heritage Cup to Dragon Lee. Excuse me, not Dragon Lee. Ben Frazier, Nathan Frazier. So he's crying about, he wants to get his baby back, and then the rest of Metaphor come in and console him, and that's all I gotta say about that. So I give that 2.25 out of 5 stars. Then we see the beautiful Kiana James going into her office, but it gets crashed and spray painted by Gigi Dolan. And Kiana is pissed, and she swears that she will get revenge on Gigi. Well, let's see what happens with that. So I give that 2.25 out of 5 stars. Then we quickly go back to the arena where Von Wagner beats the living shit out of Javier Bornal. And then he powerbombs him through the announce table. And Robbie E's like, no, don't do it. Well, I told you not to do it. Why did you do that? And the crowd went nuts. So it looks like Von Wagner's getting a face turn. I'm all for it. And that's pretty much all I gotta say about that. And we move on with that. And that's it. Alright, so I gave that 2.5 out of 5 stars. Then we go to the loser leaves NXT match between the Dyad and the Creed brothers. Pretty good match. Lots of near falls. Joe Gacy gets thrown out of the arena, of the ringside area by the referee, and they just went at it, and there was lots of near falls galore. And then Ava comes in after a moonsault by Julius, almost won the match, but Ava came in and stopped it. Ivy comes in, and they brawl on the floor. Then a red-hooded masked man, I think it was Joe Gacy, in a mask, because I don't know who else it could be, runs in, headbutts Julius with the mask, knocks him out. Then then the Dyad hit the double code breaker. 1, 2, 3. Finally, the freaking Grizzled Young Veterans win a high-stakes match. And sadly, the Creed brothers are out. And that's pretty much it for that. So the Creed brothers most likely will go to the main roster. Probably go on Raw or maybe SmackDown. I'll probably put them on Raw. But we'll see what happens with that. So the Creed brothers, former tag team champions, had a great run at NXT. And hopefully they have a good run on the main roster. So this was a pretty good match. The crowd thanked them after. So I give this match 3.5 out of 5 stars. And that's pretty much it. Alright, then we end the show with Braun Breaker. Talks about how he was the most watched NXT. He was in the most watched NXT match in the last 2 years when he challenged Seth Rollins a couple weeks ago. No one thought he had a chance until he hit that spear, but still, he lost. He's had over 70 matches. All of them have happened right in NXT at the Capitol Wrestling Center or in other places. He says, I'm 25 years old. I can still hang with the best in the business. I have a lot more titles to win. And I want to know who's next. And then the Dragon, the Russian Dragon himself, Ilya Dragunov, comes in and says, well, I'm next. And then they fight it out to end the show with the security and referees and shit. So it looks like next week we will have Ilya Dragunov against Braun Breaker. That'll probably be Braun Breaker's last NXT match before going to the main roster. Probably will be on SmackDown, and I'm telling you right now, I think Braun Breaker will be the guy to beat Roman Reigns. Sorry, Issa, sorry everybody, but that's how I feel. And that's all I have to say about that. Alright, so that segment I gave 3.25 out of 5 stars. But still a pretty solid show for NXT, and I gave NXT a solid 6.5 out of 10 stars. But let me know what you guys thought of the show down below in the comments section, and that's pretty much it. Alright, I gotta go because Dynamite's about to start in about a minute and a half. So, thanks for watching, everybody. Watch my other video in the description box below, and that's it. And I will see you guys probably tomorrow night for Ring of Honor. As far as Dynamite, I'll try to get that up on Friday. And then we'll get ready for the weekend, and that's pretty much it. Alright, everybody. It's time for Dynamite. You know what that means. So, I'm out of here. Thanks for watching. Peter Joseph signing off. Peace!